What if I told you that a simple daily habit could rewire your brain, boost your memory, and even extend your life? No, this is not a superfood, it's not a fancy supplement. It's something way simpler than that. It's something you can do anywhere, anytime, and it's for free. Stay with me because today I'm going to be diving into the 5 surprising ways a simple thing like walking can transform your brain and your body. So, benefit number one, walking increases lifespan and reduces your risk of diseases. Walking isn't just about burning calories, it's actually one of the most powerful, simple yet powerful ways to prevent diseases and extend your life. Studies after studies have shown us this. We've seen from studies where walking will lower your risk of heart disease, which is your number one killer, your risk of stroke and diabetes, so help with chronic diseases. Here's an interesting thing. I'm sure you've heard about the blue zones. Well, the blue zones are these hot spots in the world where people live long and healthy lives. Routinely, they live past 100, but it's not that they live past 100, but these 100 years are healthy and active, unlike what we see in the most of the United States. Sardinia in Italy, for example, is one of these hotspots, one of these blue zones. And what we found is that Sardinians, they will walk as a way of life. They don't hit the gym, they don't track their steps on these smart watches. Instead, they walk naturally. They walk for many miles, they walk every day. It's a part of life. They walk when they're going to visit neighbors. If they're tending their garden, they walk uphill, they walk downhill. In fact, the Sardinian shepherd, they've been monitored and they found that they will walk an average of 5 miles a day. And this has been shown to be protective to the heart, the bones, the muscles. And they're doing this without thinking of it as though it's exercise. So, this effortless movement is very helpful, but it's not just a Sardinian thing. It is a common thread throughout the entire longevity hotspot worldwide. This reminds me, my great grandmother, Justina, she passed away when she was 98. I really loved her so much. We were really close. She fell in Jamaica and fractured her hip and actually died at 98 from complications of that fracture. What's interesting is that all those 98 years were so vibrant and vital. When she died, she was cognitively intact. She wasn't using an assistive device like a walker or a cane. We attribute that to what she did leading up to those 98 years. You see, my grandfather, who was her son, he had a business um, about 5 miles away. And every day, my great grandmother would walk to that business and would walk home. So she was putting in like 10 miles a day without thinking about it. It wasn't exercise for her. She just had some place to go. And walking was the way to get there. So we see that walking is very beneficial when it comes to living long lives. Another benefit of walking is that it can help with mental health and weight loss. If you're looking at trimming some pounds and you're not looking at grueling exercise like running, walking is actually one of the most effective tools that you might be overlooking. The studies show that walking will boost your metabolism, will help to burn calories, will help to regulate your insulin level, and this helps with weight management. And not only that, it's very sustainable. A person who runs compared to a person who walks, often the walker will sustain and continue it long term. And if you're someone who's on one of the GLP-1s like Ozempic, it's a great time to add walking to your lifestyle because we know that for many people, when they get off, the weight might creep back on. But if you start walking now, that's actually a great way to get that game changer in to keep that weight off. And I know this, I walk almost every day. I do this more so for um, as a way of keeping fit, but also for my mental health. It's a great way to manage stress. It's a great way to help with sleep. Walking naturally reduces stress, reduces anxiety, and even depression. And it's believed that it triggers the release of endorphins and serotonins. And we know that these are the body's and the brain's feel good chemical. And so it's like you're getting free therapy when you walk every day. Personally, when I walk in nature, I get even more of this benefit. And I'm not the only one. Consider Heather. Heather has this wonderful story of she's 62, she's a grandmother and a mother. And Eva, like many of us, struggled with depression and weight gain. She indicated that she felt stuck. But then she discovered the power of walking, a simple thing like walking. She particularly walked in nature. And at first, it was just a few steps to the park and back. And then she started extending it. But something incredible happened. Eva began feeling more energized, and over time, she started losing weight. She lost an astonishing 63 pounds. And what's more remarkable is that Heather's depression lifted, and with the guidance of her doctor, she was able to come off of her antidepressants. And so the walking was her way of resetting, of finding peace. Um, and so her story shows that walking isn't just for movement, it is also medicine. It can help your mental health, it can help to shed a few pounds and really boost your mood. And it's so simple that you can start it today. I'm going to share the link to Heather's story below. As always, though, when you start a new program, whether it's walking, running, any form of exercise, any change in lifestyle, you should talk with your doctor first to get clearance. Benefit number 3 of walking: it helps to give you a stronger heart and better circulation. I said this before, heart disease is the number one killer worldwide for both men and women. So if we can get a hold of this heart disease and strengthening our hearts, this will be very important to our health and our longevity. What we found is that regular walking helps to lower the blood pressure. It also helps to lower bad cholesterol, what we call the LDL, and it improves circulation and overall strengthen the heart's muscle. And get this, according to the American Heart Association, walking just 30 to 45 minutes, so not a lot of time, can slash your heart disease risk by as much as 50%. I mean, that's incredible. So you don't necessarily need to run marathons or spend hours at the gym. You just need to go for a brisk walk. And it's just as effective and an easy way to protect your heart. And by the way, if you don't have the 30 minutes or the 45 minutes in one block, you can do 10 minutes at a time throughout the day, and it will still deliver the positive and powerful heart benefits. So if you want to keep your heart strong and keep your circulation going, take your first steps and go for a walk. By the way, if you're gaining any help from this, I would so appreciate it if you could hit the like button and subscribe for more on healthy aging and longevity. Benefit number 4 of walking: walking can supercharge your brain. What if I told you that every step that you take when you go for a walk could actually help to sharpen your brain and even protect you against dementia? The science has confirmed this. We actually know from a 2022 study found that walking just about 9,800 steps a day significantly reduce your dementia risk. And even better, if you walk at a brisker pace, that can further lower your dementia risk. So intensity matters when we're talking about the brain health. And remember earlier I said walking in nature is great for the mood. So we're going to really add walking when we think about improving the brain. It's believed that walking will increase circulation to the body and to the brain. And so you're going to pump oxygen and wonderful nutrients to the brain, to the cells of the brain. It's going to enhance memory, enhance focus, and even improve creativity. The key takeaway here is that walking is not just good for the body, it's good for the mental health, as I shared before. It's good for helping you to maintain your weight, your metabolism. And now we know it can keep your brain sharp and help you keep resilient as you age. So what's stopping you, right? It's time to get up, lace up your shoe, and go for a walk. And now for the fifth and final benefit that I'm going to discuss on this video today is that walking is going to be helpful to keep you strong, mobile, and pain free. Many of you know that my primary medical specialty is in physical medicine and rehabilitation with a subspecialty in brain injury. And one of the things I focus on is function and mobility. Many people come to my rehab unit when they've lost mobility and strength, and they've had the pain and limited ability to get around that comes sometimes as we age. We see things like osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, we get joint pain, we get weaker, we've lost our muscles. Walking is one of those things that can help us because we don't want to slow down as we age. We want to try to combat some of these things that tend to come with aging if you're not careful and making sure that you're keeping your mind and body strong and keeping things moving. So, you know, one of the things that people tend to try to do is running. And what we find is that sometimes that can really cause an issue with the joint. And so people will stop. But walking will give you many of the benefits, will even help to improve the joint mobility and muscle support, balance, another important thing. As we get older, falls become an issue because of balance. And as we get leaner and stronger and more mobile, we find that we're able to control our balance a little bit more and limit the risk of falls, because falls is a major risk of death and impaired mobility in people as they age. What we found is as little as 6,000 steps a day can cut your risk of mobility related disability in half. And what we're talking about is if you have a knee arthritis and you get pain from that, actually getting up and walk as a form of exercise is going to be key to keeping you mobile and also help to reduce your pain. So, walking is so important, is so simple. If you can get out there and walk, as I said before, you do want to check with your doctor first because you can have an underlying issue that you don't know about. And we want to get clearance before you do that. But there's so many wonderful benefits of walking, and it's free. And if you can find a place where it's safe, there's nature, and you walk at a brisk pace, there's so many wonderful benefits. So thank you for listening. My name is Dr. Diane Thompson, lifestyle medicine physician and coach. And get up and go for a walk.